It's not every day that you hear a presidential candidate talk about something relevant to the people of our country, but one actually did when they discussed the danger of CBDC. Any guesses as to which presidential hopeful this is? Now, on that topic, President Biden has just confirmed that he is running in 2024, kind of. So basically, he said yes without officially saying yes. So anyway, I'm just going to show you guys the footage later in this video. But with tensions that are running high in Taiwan, one senator says that we should be sending troops there to defend their country if outside forces try to invade it. So wouldn't this involve us in yet another possible war? Like, is anybody counting how many wars we're potentially entangled in right now? Anyway, former President Donald Trump says that his legal troubles may be enough to carry him into the 2024 Republican nomination. Now, given that he's already received millions of dollars in donations since his arraignment, some are finding it hard to argue with this logic. Do you guys think that he's now a sure thing for the GOP? I also have some leaked documents from the Pentagon that's showing a very tough situation happening soon right in the Ukraine. Best watch until the end for that one. Now, before I continue, please do me a huge one. Drop a like for the video. It really helps out a lot with the channel. And if you're new here and in need of your daily dose of the truth when it comes to global happenings, the stock market, the housing market, the state of our economy, social security, and everything going on in Washington, D.C. that affects our lives, our families, and our bank accounts, make sure to subscribe to the channel. And for the very best way to invest in gold or silver, be sure to hit the link in the description down below this video.
I was just wondering, Mr. President, will you be taking part in the Easter egg rolls after 2024?
Well, I plan on at least 3 or 4 more Easter egg rolls.
At least 3 or 4 more?
Maybe 5.
Maybe 5?
maybe 6.
So
what the hell?
Are you saying that you would be taking part in our upcoming election in 2024?
Well, I'll either be rolling an egg or being the guy who's pushing them out.
Come on, help a brother out. Make some news for me.
I plan on running out, but we're not prepared to announce it yet.
All right.
Well, there you have it, guys. He's running, but not sure when he's going to formally announce it. Kind of like how we've been in a recession, but nobody's formally announcing that. Aides of the White House universally say that Biden is sure to seek a second term and that preparations are already underway. Does that encourage you for what's coming for next year? How many of you guys are planning to vote for President Biden again? Now, part of these preparations seem to be targeted at younger voters as the Biden administration is tapping prominent TikTokers and other influencers to promote his work. Now, according to White House Deputy Chief of Staff John O'Malley, quote, "We're trying to reach young people, but also moms who use different platforms to get information, and climate activists and people whose main way of getting information is digital," end quote. It's ironic when you realize that TikTok could literally be banned by the Biden administration, but yet they want to leverage it to get information out to people. Do you guys believe that this strategy is going to work out for them, or is this just a huge contradiction? It's kind of like a parent that says, "Do as I say, not as I do." Anyway, in what could be a first, we're seeing at least one person who's running in 2024 for the White House, and they're talking about the controversial CBDC, or the Fed Now service. So who is it? Well, it's none other than Robert Kennedy Jr. So here's what he had to say on his Twitter account. Quote, "The Fed just announced it will introduce its Fed Now central bank digital currency CBDC in July. CBDCs grease the slippery slope of financial slavery and political tyranny. While cash transactions are anonymous, a hashtag CBDC will allow the government to surveil all of our private financial affairs. The central bank will have the power to enforce dollar limits on our transactions, restricting where you can send money, where you can spend it, and when your money expires. A CBDC tied to digital ID and social credit score will allow the government to freeze your assets or limit your spending to approved vendors if you fail to comply with their arbitrary diktats. For example, possibly vaccine mandates. Can you imagine you have to get a vaccine just so you can spend your own money because the government's in control of what you do? Anyway, let me get back to this quote here. "The Fed will initially limit its CBDC to interbank transactions, but we should not be blind to the obvious danger that this is the first step in banning and seizing Bitcoin, as the Treasury did with gold 90 years ago today in 1933. Watch as governments, which never let a good crisis go to waste, use C-19 and the banking crisis to usher in a new wave of CBDCs as a safe haven from germ-laden paper currencies as a protection against bank runs," end quote. Now that's controversy. A guy running for president who realizes the dangers of a centralized digital dollar. Wow. Now, CNN also called this guy an anti-vaccine quack. But what do you guys think of him? And what do you guys think about vaccines? If you don't get a vaccine, are you a quack? Do you feel as if he'd be a threat for President Biden? We are not steering away from the presidentables, as former President Donald Trump bets his indictments could very well help him to become the 2024 Republican nominee. Now, this seems to be proven with over $12 million in donations already in the same week as his indictment. It's like the indictment offered like a platform for him to just advertise and get free money that he's going to use to campaign for president in 2024. And this is from first-time donors, mind you. So how about you guys? Did your perception of former President Trump change recently? I'm just curious. How about your perception of Senator Lindsey Graham? Well, I'm asking because the polarizing senator has once again made some waves by saying that he's open to sending American troops to Taiwan if the island needs defending.
Listen, I believe in a one-China policy, but I would be willing to fight for Taiwan, because Taiwan is a democracy. We've stood with them for decades. The question for the Congress, should we have a defense agreement with the island of Taiwan? We don't. Should we have one? But yes, I'd be very much open to using U.S. forces to defend Taiwan, because it's in our national security interest to do so.
Graham worded this in a way that you would think that he would be taking up a gun and defending Taiwan himself. What are your thoughts on this? I highly doubt any politicians going to the front lines to defend our country. No, of course not. They would rather just send our kids to the front lines instead. Should we put boots on the ground in Taiwan? Now, if we're talking about weapons though, leaked Pentagon documents show that the Ukraine may need it more than Taiwan. It's been revealed that their S-300 air defense systems may run out of ammunition by May 2nd, and their other air defenses by as early as May 23rd. This would mean that their ability to threaten Russian aircrafts would essentially be gone. And given that their fighter jets are at 85 compared to Russia's fleet of almost 500, the skies of Ukraine would be open season. And so here's the question in all of this. Could this mean that the United States is now going to be providing the Ukraine with F-16 fighter jets? Was this leaked out for that reason? Hey, I'm just asking the questions that some of you guys would as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and leave that right there. But again, it's up to you guys to decide. What do you guys think about this? Now, here's something that doesn't need to be leaked to the public for it to be common knowledge. We are fast running out of time to survive the coming crashes. And we have so much that's happening in our government right now that we forget to realize the problems that we have each and every single day. The cost of food, rent, car payments, credit card bills, all sorts of debt, rising property taxes, rising insurance payments, HOA fees going up. I mean, it just seems like the list is on and on. It's just endless for things that are increasing in cost. But here's the good news, guys. We shouldn't be completely pessimistic about the future, especially if you're a part of this community and you're willing to learn. Now, I'm more than willing to teach you guys more about small businesses and side hustles in the hopes of generating multiple streams of income for you and for your household. Now, if you want to discuss investments in precious metals like gold, silver, the stock market, even real estate, feel free to drop me a comment down below. I'll be more than happy to make some dedicated videos and share them with you guys right here on YouTube so that you can learn how to get started. Also, for the best way to invest in gold or silver, be sure to hit the link in the description down below this video. Now, if you feel like getting back to financial freedom, definitely make sure to hit the description of this video. I'll be more than happy to share more information with you guys. Now, before I go, please don't forget to drop a thumbs up for the video and subscribe for your daily dose of the truth. I appreciate you guys watching. Please be kind to one another, and I'll catch y'all on the next one.